The news spread like wildfire. I heard it first on the radio at lunchtime. Bishop Rupert had been killed in an accident on the coast road. Apparently, it was quite late in the evening and he'd been coming back from a meeting. His car had gone off the road at a particular tricky bend and plunged over the cliff onto the beach. I couldn't believe it. He'd only been with us such a short time and now he was gone. How could such a thing have happened? I went to find Jane to discover her reaction. Yes, I've just heard it too, she said. Do you think it was an unlucky accident, or was there more to it than that? What do you mean? Well, we all knew he'd been under a lot of pressure recently, what with his views on embryos and those awful things in the Enquirer. And then there was all that about him being accused of selling stolen goods. It wasn't true. But you told me that Brenda said she'd been seen some strange things going on at the palace, and the Lord Lieutenant being involved, and you went with the Bakers to see him all about it. Yes, but it was agreed that the one at the auction was different from the one they'd found in the cellar. But you said it wasn't completely clear that was right. The Bakers were going to think about selling it anyway, and helping the poor with the proceeds. That had been sorted out, I thought, but supposing it hadn't, and why did the police have to go and see him? They don't do that sort of thing if there's not a good reason. Oh dear, what are we going to do now? I think we had better go and see Mrs. Knightsbridge. You were getting quite close to him, really, weren't you? Since we met him at Glyndebourne, and she'll be in an awful state at the moment. I suppose the family will be there. He's got 4 daughters, or he's had 4 daughters, and they'll not want to see any outsiders. I wouldn't. Oh my God, I wouldn't if it had happened to me. Well, it hasn't. God preserve us. You go and see. You could ask Brenda or that other secretary. They'd know how they all were. I decided to wait a few days before going to the palace to see if I could be of any pastoral assistance. But before I did, the latest edition of the Enquirer came through the door. I had changed my mind and taken out a postal subscription to it and to Country Life. It seemed important now if we were to keep up with affairs in the area. My hand shook as I turned the pages. I was more than a little fearful of what the editor might have to say about the tragedy. I wasn't wrong. The sudden death of Bishop Knightsbridge has shocked the county and the diocese. This journal would wish before all things to extend our deepest sympathy to his widow and to their family. An unexpected death in the prime of life, whatever the cause, is something no family can endure without the very bitterest feeling of pain and desolation. We have heard that the administrative affairs of the diocese are to be taken out in the interim by Archdeacon Holland, and we wish him well as he attends to the many practical problems faced by the Church at this time. Hello, viewers. We have also heard that pastoral functions will be handled by an assistant bishop from a neighbouring diocese. Although we find it hard to comprehend, we understand that there are certain matters that only a bishop can be trusted with, and our good wishes go out to whoever may be finally entrusted with this role. It is early days, of course, to attempt to assess the ministry of Rupert Knightsbridge. He had only been with us since July of the year before last, and the leadership exercised by any company managing director must inevitably take time to show results. The Clinic by Paul G. Brett. We are not sure that MD is the correct term to apply to a bishop, but let that pass. What is certain is that the Church of England is a labyrinthine organisation, much in need of bringing into the new century. Introducing effective reform may well seem to have little reasonable chance of speedy success. Hello, viewers. Did our latest bishop set out to shake things up? A committee to consider streamlining the committees of the diocese has been established. We have heard of no proposals emanating from that source. Hello, Angel. Bishop Rupert was known to have conservative views on many things and to have faced a certain amount of adverse publicity. Modern science challenges many traditional ideas, and your editor is glad that this is so. To what extent modernization was really on the bishop's agenda is not at all clear. Please sub me, viewers, if you like it. In recent days, however, we understood there has been accused of selling stolen goods. The police have been investigating that accusation and will no doubt take their time before reaching any conclusions. In the meantime, doubt about the truth or otherwise of this charge will serve only to sully his reputation. Furthermore, we have been informed that others near to our righteous overseer, for that is what the word episcopal means, have also become involved in illegal affairs. The National Committee that regulates clinical research, the Human Fertilization and Embryology Authority, to give it its full and rather cumbersome appellation, has withdrawn the license from a certain clinic in London. We mention this because it is alleged some of those at that clinic have links with our area, and it has even been claimed with the bishop himself. Hello, viewers. These troubling events contribute a further blow to the bishop's reputation. Michael Caine. It is not the purpose of this journal to point the finger at anyone, and certainly not while investigations are underway, but the lesson is clear. The highest degree of integrity is regarded of all who hold public office, and it is the task of ourselves and of all the media to hold them to it. The Clinic by Paul G. Brett. Hope you enjoy it. I'll read for a little bit more. We understand that there is to be a private cremation attended by the immediate family and a memorial service in the cathedral later this month, to which all are invited. We would hope to hear more about the consequences of the loss of Bishop Rupert for the church and for our community on that occasion. Your editor and all our staff would once again wish to extend our condolences to the Knightsbridge family on their sad loss. The Clinic by Paul G. Brett. Please sub me if you liked it.